In this video, we are going to see about the effective application networks and their operating models. So what is an application network? To explain it in short, see, we have seen the API-led connectivity in the previous part, right? A three-layered architecture where we have experience, process, and system APIs. So that is all about implementing one experience API or one functionality in a proper way to make it modularized and maintainable. Now, that one single API does not serve the whole business purpose. There will be many such APIs to be written to form a network of such APIs. For example, we have seen a three-layered architecture for a given API. So in the last slide, we have seen like only one API being connected to different system APIs, right? But like I am telling now, there could be many such APIs. There could be API 2, API 3 and API 4 all connected to various applications, and such kind of APIs or networks would be many different across the LOBs. So there could be one set of such APIs written in a different LOB for their purposes of different business implementations. Same way another vertical in your organization, and at one point they may not overlap across many functionalities, but some place there would be a common integration between these as well. So it keeps on growing, right? So such kind of network is called the application network. So that's the definition you are seeing in front of the slide. So application network is the state of an enterprise architecture. It's an architecture across the enterprise that emerges from the application of API-led connectivity. So when we do the API-led connectivity and build the APIs and form a network of such all the APIs by fostering, meaning imposing proper governance and making all these API discoverable and enforcing the team or the organization LOBs to consume the APIs more and more. So the architecture evolved as part of all this together is the application network, an effective application network. So how to now ensure that the organization LOBs, the governance of API is applied, and how the APIs are discoverable or made discoverable to different LOBs across them, and how to ensure that they are consuming it correctly or making sure that they're getting consumed and not left. That means to achieve the reusability, right? So how to do that? So let's see it in the next part. What you are looking now is the IT delivery gap and the capacity. Let me explain it to you better. On the left, what you see is a typical normal IT operating model, meaning there is a project, there will be definitely teams to deliver the IT things, to do the implementations, manage the projects, test, and then roll out. At the same time, there will be lots of demands from the business, asking for various needs, or from the sales or marketing teams to meet various requirements of the end users. So in a typical project till recent times, how it used to work is the demands keep coming and the pressure will be fallen on the IT guys to deliver those particular requirements. So what is the only way to do? Either they have to work hard to meet the achievements, or if that is not the case, then the organization has to outsource the work to various number of people. So they have to keep growing the teams, like the new departments will be formed within the IT, saying mobile data department, big data department team, cloud and SaaS team and all. So as the team grows, yes, it's fine, the deliverables can be met, but what grows is the gap between the teams. Everyone will start using their own practices, terminologies, and the ways of implementation, right? And it's not possible to always have these teams sync up to them all the time. Definitely gaps, lots of gaps. And if there are many end systems, so everyone will start writing their own piece of logic or code to talk to those systems. They may not know, it may be a code that is already implemented in a different team, but nobody has time to know all those things and cover up and sync up and you reuse the code. So everyone, because of their pressure and timelines, will start duplicating the code. Is that enough? No, that causes even more problems. The testing effort, the same code has to be tested by many different tester teams. no one knows that okay, they tested already the same code in a different team. They will be testing the same functionality, so it may behave one way in one team and another way in another team. So this is all the problems with the current IT operating model, or the IT operating model till recent times. But how is the trend moving on now? So on the right, what you see is the MuleSoft proposed IT operating model. So when I say it's MuleSoft proposed, it is the model which is again made very popular by the MuleSoft, and believe me, it is working very effectively, right? From the most recent years, the teams who are adopting this model are successful and making really fast deliveries. What MuleSoft is proposing, the operating model should be such a way that you can have the same IT delivery capacity, no need to increase your team members or anything. At same time, you can build your assets in a particular way, in a particular model, so that your IT delivery can keep giving the things within the same capacity, they keep on delivering, and you can also meet the demand of your business by adopting or consuming the delivered assets. So how is it possible? So that we are going to see in the next slides. Now let us see how to meet the demands of IT using this new operating model. So what this operating model suggests is, it says that the central IT needs to move away from trying to deliver all IT projects themselves. So usually there will be just one IT team in a project. It could be a one big IT team, but it's like a separate department, right? One IT department. So what this model says is that IT should move away from trying to deliver all the IT projects by themselves and start building just the reusable assets to enable the business to deliver some of their own projects as well. But here you may get doubt. How can business deliver the IT project? They may not have the technical knowledge at all. So they're not saying completely dump the work on the business or LOBs. What they say, you split the central IT into different small departments with one core IT team available. So there will be one central IT or a main IT. I'll tell the name of it. You must have heard it's called C4E or something, right? C4E team. And then place some small number of IT people or developers in different LOBs, so that there will be LOB with a small IT team. Each LOB will have their individual IT team, and there will be a central IT whose core job is to develop the reusable assets. That way, the IT developers in the LOB teams will be using those particular assets to meet the needs of the business. That way, the demand will be met by this operating model, so that the central IT will be focusing on the reusable assets. They do not bother about what are the new demands on business. Only the IT developers will be taking care of that. So that way it will be faster. So what is the key thing here? So the key to this strategy is to emphasize the consumption as much as production. So what would I mean is, like, as fast as they deliver the reusable assets, the LOB team should also focus on consuming that much faster. There cannot be huge delay in this process. Then there is no use of adopting to this new operating model, right? So how to make sure that the consumption happens very fast? Again, the IT team or central IT team cannot go to each LOB and say, hey, I have a new API, please go and consume it and give the feedback. So it doesn't work well that way. If it's a big organization, even for small organizations, it cannot be like one-to-one promotion of the APIs and all. So what the key thing here is, the API should be self-discoverable. Someone should be able to do self-service. They can go to a particular place and find the APIs that are available for them to use. So they have to be discoverable easily. So someone who can do self-service by easily finding the API they want. So they should be discoverable. In traditional IT approaches, the focus would be usually to just deliver the projects from the IT side. They do not understand much of the business knowledge, right? They sometimes, I heard in many projects I saw people curse, the IT teams curse business. Man, what are they asking and all? So there is a gap between IT and business. This way, the gap will be gone. There can be one core IT who may have limited idea, but still they will have a business, but limited idea on the complete business. But the IT developers in the LOB teams will have the most knowledge. So they know how to use these APIs or the reusable assets. So this fills the complete gap. So in this new operating model, IT changes its mindset to think about producing assets that will be consumed by others in the line of the business. So the assets needs to be discoverable and developers need to be enabled to self-service them in projects. So the main important part of this cycle is to get active feedback, right? So yes, they're consuming it, but what is the point if we don't get the feedback faster, saying we need this, we need that, please enhance this API this way, it should meet the extra demands as well. So such kind of feedback has to come, could be input spec or the functional behavior. So from that consumption model, if the active feedback comes back, then it makes more effective, the model becomes more effective, and the usage metrics to inform the production model whether it's working better or not. As you can see, this is a cycle. So the IT team or central IT team keeps producing the assets. So the LOB teams will come and discover them and consume them. They provide the feedback and the usage metrics. Based on the feedback, they again enhance or develop new APIs, and those assets will be reconsumed and the feedback comes back. So it's like an iteration model. So this is how the new IT operating model works and makes the delivery most effective and faster. Hope you understood it. If you have any questions, please do post it on the question and A forum so that everyone will make the benefit out of it. All the course subscribers knows the doubts, and they also gain from the answers. It can be conversational. Thank you. Happy learning.